The complaint is still raging, and it is all about the last general election 2023, and many persons seem to really be dissatisfied with the process. Well, did the process go the right way, and is an amendment in order? Well, that's what we're looking at what played out yesterday in the House of the Representatives, the floor of the House, when the bill for the amendment of the 2022 Act killed the second reading. And funny enough, no other person but our very own, we're talking about our representative for Ogeli South North and Udu constituency, Honorable Francis Uwaive, when he said we need to amend some basic section of the Electoral Act 2022. Would such amendment truly return the trust of the people, or do you feel the amendment is just a ritual? But anyway, no ritual to it, but a major discussion right here on the platform, and I still have no other person but Barrister Emmanuel Riri right here helping out with the discussion. But what we'll do now is go on the break, get message from our sponsors, and when we come back, more looking at that proposed amendment right here on the show.
Oh, yeah, follow Uno Road, auto better quality. If you dey talk gas matter, oh yeah, follow Benetta. Gas with the better quality, Benetta gas. Where they full rich man to Benetta gas. Every brother na sharply, Benetta gas. Benetta gas, no mago, Benetta gas. Different type of gas cylinder, Benetta. I feel like that gas we go last you well out, Benetta gas. Benetta now dogu, Benetta gas. Service in a them they run, Benetta gas. Benetta make you carry go, Benetta.
For gas matter and home delivery, make you wire Benetta gas plant for 080-6745-7890 and 080-5904-7722. Benetta gas plant, the etequele of gas matters.
It's colorful, so colorful, wow! It's Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant, a leading name for luxurious furniture at Ultra Modern Super Showroom. Well stocked is now located near you for the sales and installation of long-lasting exotic and quality interior and exterior furniture for your living space, such as foreign Turkey royal chairs and sofas, glass, wooden and marble royal dining tables and chairs, conference tables and chairs, executive office tables, reception tables, orthopedic office chairs, etc. Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant has in stock royal king-size and queen-size beds, wardrobes, mirror consoles, wall frames and artworks for decoration, wine bars, big TV shelves and TV stands, gym equipment like motorized gym bicycles, gaming chairs, treadmills, outdoor swing chairs, etc. All at affordable prices. We deliver with our vehicles. To make your home that cozy paradise, locate our super showroom along DSC Expressway opposite Platinum Banquet Place, beside Ugboloposo Junction, Efru, Delta State. Or call 0806-394-3198 or 0703-368-7179. Uzo Furniture and Interior Merchant for comfortable home interior furniture experience.
Experiencing to truly understand, that is something that we need to discuss about, and we're talking about the electoral reforms and looking at the amendment to the 2022 Electoral Act that is being proposed by the National Assembly, especially our very own representing us. And we're talking about Honorable Francis Uwaive representing Ogeli South, Ogeli North and Udu constituency in the House of Representatives. But anyway, still representing us, or rather taking the discussion right here in the studio with us, is Barrister Emmanuel Riri. Well, in case you're just joining us, you've missed a great deal in the first half of the discourse. We looked at that very proposed section, and we're talking about section 10, subsection 1. That looks into allowing the Independent National Electoral Commission to do a re-registration of eligible voters every 10 years. But should we look at the cost, or we should look at the gains that will definitely come out from such re-registration, knowing that maybe at that time many persons that were not able to participate in this last general elections will be up to 20 or above 18, which is the required age, and many other Nigerians might have died, and so a need to update the INEC database for a more reflective and more coordinated election. But anyway, I'm still the one coordinating the discussion right here. But let's quickly return back to you and look at another proposed section to be amended in that very Electoral Act. And that section is section 28, subsection 1. And in that section 28, subsection 1, it seeks to amend to say that all elections, presidential, Senate, House of Representatives, governorship, and even State House of Assembly, all should be held in one day. That is the proposal Honorable Francis Uwaive is seeking for. is pushing for such amendments in one day. Now, do you feel that will help solve the issue of not just extra spending of the commission and also deal with the issue of bandwagon effect? And when I mean bandwagon effect, we see how the elections are being staged. First of all, yes, the governorship election is being held, or the presidential. Then everybody will look into, what do we now do to ensure that everybody is on the same page? So do you feel this proposed amendment to this section 28, section 1 will end that extra spending of the commission, which was put to about 350 billion in the last conducted election? Undermining, we still have differentials in the record of up to 420 billion. And do you feel it will end the issue of winning at all costs? We lost at the central, we should win at the state, just like we saw in the last election. We lost at the state, we should win at the central. Would that end all of it?
Well, thank you very much. You see, that's section 28 that the honorable member representing my constituency has proposed, Honorable Wive. Well, it's a good proposal.
Yes.
But you should understand that when this election were even segmented into presidential and national assembly on a separate day, and governorship and state house assembly on another day, because I think a week interval.
Yes, a week interval.
He saw, and like any other Nigerian, witnessed what actually played out with respect to collation of results and all that. In fact, right from
even voters are party, because even after the very first one.
Thank you very much. So, if we witness that, and we'll be witnessing that not just this just concluded 2023 general elections, previous elections that have been conducted periodically, we have been witnessing all these hiccups and lapses. Why do you think that conducting the elections, all the elections same day, will not witness more disaster? Disaster in the sense that, one, INEC, yes, we know a lot of budgets have been given to them, monetary budget.
Wait, before I allow you to continue, let me know where you stand. You are totally opposed to it.
In fact, I'm not even in support of it. And I will tell you why.
Go ahead.
Now, I gave an instance. I said the separation or the differences in the conduct of this election, presidential and national assembly on a separate day, and I think a week interval, they also conduct the governorship
and state house of assembly.
And the state house of assembly on another day. We have been witnessing all these hiccups. Delay in bringing materials, accreditation, and voting. If at the timetable that INEC always spell out, if most of them I don't even listen to, I don't look at the timetable, because they will never, they've never for once kept strictly to the timetable and the schedule of how these activities should follow. So that is even out of the place. My own is that let the materials arrive.
And arrive at the scheduled time.
At the scheduled time. Let the staff be on ground, whether the main staff or ad hoc staff. The security personnel, you can imagine if you go to some police center, you won't even see some security personnel. Or if you are opportune to see just one, not even armed. So anything can happen. Thugs can come in and snatch materials and all that. Is helpless. So the adequate provision for security personnel is even one area that INEC need to look into. In fact, I don't know whether the honorable member made a proposal.
No, it's not the proposal.
Because all these exercises cannot go on smoothly in the absence of
security.
And the security is not equipped. What are you doing there? Even you, the candidate, you are not safe. Notwithstanding the fact that you are with your own personal security. When the heat is on, like what happened in Kano, everybody will japa from the arena, now thereby exposing the lives of innocent electorates to danger. So that proposal, if you have not included it, you should find a way by supplementary to do that.
But let's return to the main.
Let's report to the main issue. The proposal that all elections should be done one day, my brother, it is not realistic.
Why?
Why? Because we are telling you that INEC, with the lapses that have been going on, You know, one thing is to propose, another thing is
the actual process.
Yes, because don't forget that we have 36 states in Nigeria. The same election of presidential, national, governorship, and House of Assembly should all be conducted one day. Voters will not vote. It will be very easy because it's just a column for just tick for presidency, National Assembly, and all that. Where the issue will arise is that of collation, counting, after counting, you transmit from wards to local government, to the state coalitions and all that, then the president goes to. Now, in all of this, the workload will be much.
For INEC.
Only
in just one day.
In just one day. And between me and you, when the result will start coming, the same complaint will arise. Oh, no. What we have here is different from what we are getting
at the central.
Because if the result are the polling units, that is the foundation. That is where the clamor will come out from. No, we got this at the unit level. So at the ward level, what is happening? At the collation, in fact, before the declaration, a lot of petition will start flying. Now we will not be coming back to where.
So you feel it will not result to a more robust, more transparent, more easy elections if we do it that way?
In my own view, no, it won't. Like I told you, it's a beautiful proposal, but in real terms, because I'm being practical here. It's not about just putting.
Because if we look at his reason, he said it will help to deal with the issue of cost and the bandwagon effect. He feels that will correct it. Will he not correct the issue of cost, sir?
The issue of cost. A budget has been made for INEC.
So you feel cost is not the main thing? He's getting it right.
Cost is not the main thing. Cost is not the main thing. INEC can even decide to do presidential election one day. Do National Assembly another day. Do governorship on a separate day. And do House of Assembly on a separate day.
But when we talk of logistics...
The logistic is part of it now. What are you? Which form of logistic are you?
So are we not going? Is it not? Should we have our elections with outrageous sums? Should we not cut down on the electoral process and the amount we use for our elections?
My brother, do you know the irony of this? If you are opportune to meet most of those staff who were at the field that assisted, and that the ad hoc staff that assisted INEC. Some of them will be sincere, ask them how much they were paid. You'll be shocked. Then collect the number of staff they employed and the amount budgeted. It is not realistic. So the logistics, even some of the vehicles they took, some of the drivers were complaining. They still they owe me some amount of money, and there's a budget for that.
So it doesn't change anything.
So it doesn't change anything. So it's just for INEC to be sincere, to do the right thing. The problem we're having in this country is we are not sincere. We are not being sincere. Some person just see as avenue to enrich our pockets, forgetting the plight of Nigerians. So if we are ready to serve Nigeria with all our hearts, with all our strength, and money, taxpayers' money has been allocated to you to conduct a credible, emphasis, a credible election, that even those who lost out will know that yes, they did it. Yes, I lost out well, because if I was popular, I would have gotten the votes. Actually,
the elections were
good. But let the process be credible and be seen to be clear, without any manipulative tendencies. Like when he's talking about the bandwagon effect, even though you do the election that same day, it will still manifest. If you like, you do that one day. What is that? The Nigerian politicians that we know, they will do the needful. Even in your presence, things will be going on. The one they did on the same day with them, and that of the president, is still played out. So why do you think that if all of them are now done on the same day,
it will not still happen? So you feel it's more, the money will be central to spend to get the same results.
That is just it. They must say, okay, it's not me to even spread the money. Let me just do it once. So they go and, if I go to any length, and package the funds for the same purpose. So that proposal, in my own view, is not realistic. In view of these factors that he has highlighted, they will see play out. So I think, in my own view, let INEC be sincere that the whole Nigerians a duty to be seen as an electoral umpire, an unbiased umpire. It's just like the football match. You said that Nigeria and whatever, though I'm not a fan of football. You know, if the referee is at the center stage in all this. If the referee says it's not a goal, whether you see it, the ball inside the net, if the referee says no, thank God they've introduced the issue of VAR or a goal to first of all examine if what the spectators are clamoring is the position. And it is what it says that appears to be the final. So that is the role INEC is playing in all this. So if INEC can say no, let us for once, let us write our names in gold. You know, some people will say, Jega, someone said that Jega is even better than this current one. But that is the views of Nigerians, because it's what is seen and what played out. If INEC chairman want to do the needful, or whoever that will be the INEC chairman by 2027, with all these recommendations, all these proposals, you say, okay, let us do the needful. It is doing the needful that is the issue, my brother. We have fantastic laws. Like I told you on the last time I was there, we don't need to make laws in this country. We have sufficient laws, except for new innovations with respect to technology.
AI and all that.
We have laws, but the implementation mechanism
has been the problem.
It's a problem.
Okay, well, it will be no problem for us to further our discussion, and I want us to deepen it. And in deepening it, I want us to go to another proposed plan that is being pushed in the amendment of the Electoral Act. And I want us to go to Section 47 of the Electoral Act, which he says will make it accreditation mandatory according to specification. And this is what he said. He said only accredited voters can vote. That is why the process is accreditation specified in subsection 2 failed, such as a voter is automatically disqualified from voting in the process. Now, what he indirectly means is no more manual way of accreditation. We used to know if the beavers fail, we can go through another process of accreditation. But now it's going to be mandatory that if you are not being accredited in the electronic way or through the beavers, no other way. So I want your reaction to that. Do you feel is the right step? And why I'm asking that question, will it not differentiate those voters, maybe when we have network issues? You know how these things play out in the field. It's easy to propose such on paper, but when you go to the actual process itself, it's a whole different ball game. So let's look at this. Do you feel this proposal is in order? Make it mandatory electronically through the beavers only and not bringing out any other form of accreditation? Or do you feel different?
My brother, my answer is very simple. Thank God you suggested this already. You know, anything electronic, like Nigerians who are trying to get used to the information technology.
Okay.
You know, so I will not hook, line, sinker follow that proposal, because like you rightly said, it will lead to disenfranchisement of an electorate or a voter whose name is on the voter register simply because beavers refuse to capture. The same beavers, we know that I think in 2019 or the previous election, that the former president of Jonathan, even beavers, they never capture him. It had 2014 election. Good. So if the honorable member proposes this, he goes to the polling unit and the beaver did not capture him, will he align himself with this proposal? That is the first question. Because it happened to not just the electorate, even they themselves, the candidates. So if he's a victim, will he now say because it's a proposal I made, then he should leave it? Then you automatically would have been disenfranchised. So I think I will not go with that proposal. The voter register still remains, that manual, very important. It's a public document.
It's a public document.
The INEC. And it even makes the works easier. Your information is well captured there. You have your photograph, your name and address, whatever particulars you have supplied at that time you were you are making your application. Now everything is decided there. And on the day of the election, that's why I told you the Herculean nature of conducting all the election same day, which I did not agree. Now, if you come, in fact, what I was even expecting him to say or propose, that they should still maintain that issue of accreditation and voting at the same time. It really worked out.
Rather than
the failure
the
of
accreditation,
now wait again, they come back.
And
those ones are even more stress for the electorate. As you accredit, you vote.
Instantly.
As you accredit, you vote, you go home, and you hang around to wait for
the result.
So, that accreditation stuff, that it must be electronical, it will lead to a lot of, because like you said, the network problem. Because you should not forget that outside the urban areas, what about those in the rural areas? Most of them, even when your phone, if you go to some, there's no network. So if we want to follow this proposal, it will lead to serious disenfranchisement of those whose name are on the manual.
But not
the genuine register
not
of
the beavers.
Not the beavers. Because the beavers, yes, is a welcome development electronically with
to deal with the issue of fraud.
Fraud. But between me and you, they will still work on it, because we have a lot of goods
technology experts that can always
work. So
I'm
not really so crazy about the issue of electronic. But what I'm after that, let INEC, who have been entrusted, who is constitutionally mandated to conduct a credible exercise, do it to the satisfaction of Nigerians. So that even though we know that yes, you can't get it 100% right, but at least a reasonable percentage that everyone will say, no, for once INEC did something new. They can do it if they are ready. And if they do that, Nigerians' confidence would be restored. And we don't need any further reforms. The only reforms we need is that, okay, give them the money they need, let them do the exercise, and at the end of the day, both the winners and the losers, we appreciate that, yes, a credible system, a fair process was actually carried out to the satisfaction of Nigerians. And if we can get that, then the nation will thrive very well.
But anyway, we'll be satisfied with more of the proposal if we look at them, and we'll continue on that note. But I'll plead with you, we need to also take a break now again. And when we come back, we'll continue our discussion as we look at the proposed amendment to the Electoral Act 2022 being proposed by no other but Honorable Francis Wyver. He feels more needs to be done, especially as it concerns some of the objections we had during the last general elections that were held in March and February of last year. But irrespective of that, what should the amendment look like? And will this proposed amendment also help return the trust of the people back to the electoral process? All of that is still taking center stage on the show today. Let's go on a break.